back to the channel. My name's Tina, also known as Little T. And this week I'm going to talk about stepping up, or doing something that maybe you think is a little beyond you, but you decide to go ahead and do it anyway. And this week what I did was teach our Sunday school or small group class at the church that we've been attending. It's something that has been kind of in the back of my mind for a few months, and I just felt like a few weeks ago God said, you need to offer to teach a class. And so I did. The man that teaches our class this past week had a very busy week and was going to have a busy evening on Saturday night for a Christmas party for his work that he had to plan for all week long, and then another responsibility in the middle of the week. And so he actually asked me if I'd be willing to teach it. And I had already told him that I was willing to. I hadn't specified a time, but it just came up that this Sunday was the day I was going to do it. And so I found myself signed up to do something that I was maybe this much, not this much, nervous and a little fearful of doing, but I knew I was capable because I've been a teacher in the past. I was trained as an elementary teacher, taught second grade for 4 years, and then stayed home with my children and ended up homeschooling for 11 years. Although I wasn't really a teacher when they were at home, especially as they got older, I was more of a resource facilitator, but I was guiding their education, yes, so I was teaching in a sense. And then more recently, when we were running the bakehouse in Oklahoma, I started offering healthy eating and healthy living classes back in 2016 and taught those about every other month up until the pandemic hit. So I was used to standing in front of adults and kind of got my teacher feet back under me after having not taught for quite some time. So I knew that I could do it and had a purpose this week, actually, creating a PowerPoint presentation and using the book. I'll show you the book that we've been we had just started this study. It's called Surprise the World, The 5 Habits of Highly Missional People by Michael Frost. It was a book that was offered by the church that we're going to several different classes, and we just started it last week, which Brian and I missed church and missed our small group class last week because it was Thanksgiving and we had family visiting. So I was in charge of week 2. I just followed an example. I looked up resources. I found videos online that actually taught what the lesson was about by the author. And on the drive to church this morning, I was nervous. I was reviewing the book, kind of going through some of the highlights that I had noticed as I read the chapters in case I was called upon to be able to answer something about the book. And the class everybody in there has been very friendly and kind since we've joined in July when we first moved here. So I've been around these people for 4 months, and the class turned out just fine, and people shared. That was my main concern, was that I was going to be standing there and then nobody would share experiences or thoughts, and I just would be standing there looking a little foolish. Isn't that most of our fears when we're in front of people or we take on a new task, that we're going to feel foolish or self-conscious or appear like we don't know what we're doing? And it really just takes that leap of faith, that stepping up and going and doing something that you've been called to do, and it's just outside your comfort zone. It stretches you, it makes you learn. And I knew it was very real possibility that I could fail, but then failing leads to learning. It's not an unused experience. It helps me grow as a person. So while I was scared, I did it anyway. I did it while I was scared or fearful, nervous, yes. Felt my voice get a little shaky, my throat got dry, and somebody even shared an experience in a story that made me cry. So here I am crying in front of people. But it was just a delightful experience. I felt myself get my teacher feet back under me again, and I just felt comfortable in that role. So that tells me it was the right thing to do. So if you're in a situation where you've been called upon to do something new, or you feel that prompting of something that you should do, you've been called to do, maybe God whispers in your ear, it's time, step up. Go ahead and take that chance. Take that opportunity. Level up, whatever you want to call it. Step out and do it, and even if you fail, That's a learning experience to take for when you're called upon to do it a second time. So I've gotten over that first hurdle of teaching one time, and now I know maybe I can do it again if I am called upon again to do it. Just like you will be, whatever your circumstances are. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment down below explaining some situation you've been in that is similar to what I've experienced this week. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And also subscribe to our channel, and we will see you again next week. Have a great day.